Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and I've got a bit of a beef right now to pick with LEGO, and this one's probably not going to make me any friends, but hey. I had to re-record this video now, and, well, because the original recording was way too long. Like 25 minutes, and that's too long for what I need to say. LEGO seems to have a mech problem. They seem to be obsessed with Japanese mecha, that they decide to inject the idea of mechs in a lot of their themes. And in some cases this works, in others it truly doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Themes like Star Wars. Now there's only been like a handful of Star Wars mechs that were made. 2024, I guess, 2023, I don't remember. Point is, there are some Star Wars mechs, and they're not necessary. They really aren't. My favorite villain from Star Wars is Darth Vader. Of course. He doesn't need a mech, in my honest opinion. Why? He's got a fucking lightsaber. He has the Force. He can be a one-man army. He can take out an entire corridor of rebel soldiers, like in Rogue One. He doesn't need a fucking mech. Neither does Boba Fett. Neither do stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are foot soldiers. They don't need mechs. In Marvel and DC, it's a different story. And this is where it's going to get controversial. I don't believe that all these characters need a mech. Iron Man doesn't need a mech. He's already in a suit of armor. Spider-Man doesn't need a mech. He's got spider powers. He doesn't need a mech. He doesn't need a mech. What was it? Rocket Raccoon? Whatever his name is from the Guardians of the Galaxy. He doesn't need a mech, but he has one, and it's stupid. There's a new Spider-Man mech out, and to be honest, it looks kind of interesting. Looks more human-esque, but at the same time, it's bullshit. These mechs are bullshit. You take a look at the Thanos one. Thanos is already powerful enough. He does not need a mech. Venom doesn't need a mech. He's a symbiote. Now, this one makes a little bit more sense because you take a look at the symbiotic race that is Venom's species. They're aliens of some sort. So, if you think about it, this giant freaking Venom-looking mech could be a symbiote in its own right. A giant alien symbiote that Venom can be on top, just controlling with his like a puppet master with strings attached to it. If you think about it, that sounds pretty cool, but still unnecessary. Seriously, why do symbiotes need fucking mechs? Do you see Carnage piloting a mech? No, because he doesn't need one. He's already deadly enough. He possessed a serial killer. He does not need to be handling a mech. Seriously, that's fucking bullshit. Wolverine has a mech, and this doesn't make sense at all. I have the Wolverine mech, considering taking it back. Well, at least to the minifig shop where I can trade in for Bionicles. Wolverine is a one-man army. He has healing powers at an accelerated speed. And he's got the claws. He's a one-man army. He can take those animated claws and tear down, just destroy a mech in order to bring in the kill to the pilot. That's pretty cool. He doesn't need a mech. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's bullshit. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. Green Goblin does not need a mech. He's got that glider thing. He's perfectly fine. no mech. Ghost Rider. This one's even more ridiculous. You've got Ghost Rider piloting a mech that rides its own freaking motorcycle. What? That is excessive. That drives the cost up. That is bullshit. Just no. Just no. Don't buy that set. It's honestly, it's probably out of circulation already, but hey, still. I don't know if there was any DC characters that had mechs, but wouldn't surprise me. Hulk has a mech. He doesn't need it. He's the Hulk. He does not need a fucking mech. He could destroy a mech with a Hulk smash. Seriously. There are other characters that have mechs apparently, and it's stupid. It's wrong. I don't get it. Why? Here's the reason why. Because it sells. If you think about Lego's target demographic, children, what do they like? They see a superhero in a mech, they grab it, they force their parents to buy it, and they take it home, build it, and play with it. That's exactly what happens. These mechs were designed for kids. It's for their own enjoyment. It's also for Lego's enjoyment because they seem to have an obsession with the Japanese manga or mecha stuff. So what do? They inject it into their lines. If you think about it, the first one, I think there was the Lego Space Mars theme or whatever it's called. There was a few mechs in there that were not bad actually. There was this blue mech that looked kind of cool. There was a red one too, I think, but I liked the blue one better because blue. Screw you. Ninjago has mechs. Yaz Samurai X is probably the best out of all of them. It's fantastic. It looks really awesome. I could totally see that being on a shelf in my room, or even in the background right there on its own shelf. I mean, that looks awesome. Ninjago in general tends to have some pretty good mechs, but there's others that are just kind of teetering on the edge of being worthless and kind of samey. If you think about it, there are some recent mechs that Lego came out from, like last year, that were from Ninjago, that were not that great. There was new pieces, sure, but they just weren't that great. The Hulkbuster, the giant Hulkbuster, pretty fucking expensive set. You can put the Iron Man construction figure in there. Does that qualify as a mech? No. Well, kind of. It's big enough to be one, I guess. You know? It's ridiculous. The Star Wars ones are probably the most ridiculous, even though other themes have mechs that are absolutely ridiculous. I just don't get it. I don't see the appeal to characters having arbitrary mechs that, in a way, hamper their powers. They don't extend they're not an extension of their powers. No, they tamper with their powers. If you think about it, we got a mech with Bionicle. The Exo-Toa in 2002. Now, you could argue that that's not a true mech, and I can understand that. But think about it in this way, like what I was just talking about, hampering the powers. In the story, the Toa Mata, with their golden masks, they find these suits of armor. They get in them, and they try to defeat the Balrog with them. Didn't work. It only hampered their powers. It tampered with their ability to use their powers. The Exo-Toa was kind of handicapping the Toa, and that's wrong. So they ditched them in order to use their powers at full to defeat the Balrog. I never got the Biorack, but I had the Exotoa, and it was pretty fucking cool. My point is, these mechs may seem cool most of the time. Trust me, there are some that are not cool. But they're really just an attempt by LEGO to capitalize on what was already done. If you look at the Gun Plus stuff, with like Gundam, yeah, those are pretty cool mecha things that are pretty awesome. The Neon Genesis Evangelion has mechs in it. You know, Asuka and Rei, they both pilot their own mechs. Pretty cool. And I'm sure there's others that I'm missing, like Gargantua on the Vertius planet or whatever it is. But yeah, LEGO, why are you so obsessed with giving characters mechs? There's no reason for it. If anything, it saturates your palette with builds that might be interesting in experience, but at the same time they're expensive. Bring down the costs, and maybe people will be likely to buy every single fucking one of them. They're taking up valuable shelf space too. Think about that. That's shelf space that they could use for other themes that don't have mechs. Then there's Monkey Kid, which actually, the mechs from Monkey Kid I actually quite like. They look pretty awesome. Maze mech is probably my favorite, along with the Celestial mech. Those are pretty awesome. And also the Monkey King mech thing. That was pretty ambitious of a build. It looked pretty awesome. But are they necessary? No. No. 100% no. I don't know what LEGO sees in mechs. In my opinion, this is just a cash grab, to be honest. They're capitalizing on something that's been done and done better by other companies. And, well, they just want to give you a building experience. The experience of building a mech out of LEGO parts. Yeah, that's cool and all. That's fun. I've done it with the Exotoa. But still. LEGO Creator had the Super Robot, which is an unofficial Mazinger Z. Still a fucking mech. But it was pretty cool. That's why I have it. Got it for like $10 or so. I'm keeping that one because, well, I watched Mazinger Z vs. Devilman. Great animation. Pretty awesome. Corny, but awesome. I think mechs are cool. They're definitely interesting to have and build. But in some cases with LEGO, in the themes that they inject them in, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Look at Nexo Knights. Yes, there was mechs in there too. If I recall, there was one, it was like, had its arms split out. Like one had it had a sword and a shield. And one of the Nexo Knights was piloting it. It looked stupid! The sword, the blade of the sword was, it felt like it was the wrong piece to use, but they used it anyway because their point is, these mechs from LEGO are hit or miss for the most part. But our opinions don't matter, truthfully, to LEGO. It's the kids that they market these sets to. That's their target demographic. And truthfully, it kind of feels disingenuous. It feels like these mechs are just being made purely just for LEGO's enjoyment, because in a way, corporate greed is a thing, obviously, but still. These things sell. Mechs sell. Trust me, I have one. Only one. Not gonna buy the rest, because I don't fucking care. There are other things you can do, Lego. Other legitimately worthwhile things that kids can still enjoy, but then we could also still enjoy. We may not be your target demographic, but fuck it, who cares? We still buy the sets, we review the sets, and make our own judgment call, you know? Sometimes you need to take a look at both demographics. Children, adults. Don't focus on just one, focus on both. I know there's the adult Lego themes, but that's only one step. You need to focus not just on one, but both. You're never too old to play with Lego. I stand by this. I've stood by this for 12 years now. Actually, it was more like more than 12 years. It was more like 18 years. So, but videos like this are probably just going to get ignored by Lego because they don't care. At the end of the day, it's a cash grab. They do it for the money, and I understand that because they're a company and they have to make money somehow. So it makes sense for them to go with mechs. But that doesn't mean some of the mechs aren't shit. There are some shitty mechs that Lego have released. There are some mechs that don't make any sense. Truthfully, all of them don't make sense, because for the Ninjago ones, why do they need mechs when they have samurai swords, or they have nunchucks, or they have throwing stars, or whatever, you know? Plus, if they have that elemental power thing, like with Bionicle, or with these, with the Dragon Rising things, with these elemental dragons, there you go, there's that. They don't need mechs. The mechs may look cool, but they're just completely unnecessary. All they do is take up shelf space. And really, that's shelf space that's better off saved for another original theme. Or something from the past that could potentially come back. Bionicle. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to get through to Lego, but they really do need to take a look at all the mechs they made over the years and realize that, well, that worked, but now we need to focus our attention towards something else. Vehicles are cool, sure, but those are limiting as well. Look at some of the Marvel vehicles that are interesting. Some of them are kind of shit, but do you see Carnage riding a spider-like vehicle in a way? No, that's stupid. At least with Star Wars, there are it's a space type of theme, outer space and whatnot. So you'll have like space vehicles and whatnot, starships. But yeah. So yeah, what do y'all think about Lego and their mech problem? Clearly someone over there has been watching too much Gundam, or Evangelion, or Gargantia, the Vertius moon planet, whatever. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this matter, because truthfully, I honestly don't mind the mechs. I think they're perfect for kids, obviously, but the truth is, Lego's as expensive. It's expensive as it is because it can be, and well, parents can only, you know, spend so much, unless they have like 3 drops. There you go. That's basically this video. I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos. 20 minutes, that's pretty good. And, yeah. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.